It's just after 9:15. Whether you've been listening to their records for years or you've just started watching their holograms, perhaps if you're a little younger, the Swedish supergroup ABBA, I mean, hasn't everyone heard of ABBA, honestly? They've undoubtedly left their mark on musical history.
Yeah, there's no two ways about it. And now their music's inspired a new stage play about two friends from Birmingham who decide to form the first ABBA tribute band in drag. James Boville went to find out more.
No one does joy quite like ABBA, a Swedish supergroup taken to British hearts. Their music inspired a blockbuster stage musical and two films named after their 1975 number one.
Mamma mia, here I go again, my.
Cut to 2023, and the Birmingham Rep has the world premiere of another ABBA-inspired production, this time with a Brummy twist.
Sally, your theatre has sold tickets for an ABBA tribute show in July, which can't go ahead, correct?
The Way Old Friends Do is written by and stars Birmingham-born actor and self-confessed ABBA fanatic Ian Hallard, and directed by his husband Mark Gatiss, who you may recognise from Doctor Who and The League of Gentlemen.
There's a one-line pitch, which is two old school friends meet up again after many years and decide to form the world's first ABBA tribute band in drag.
The thing that appeals to me the most about it, like ABBA itself, is it's very bright and spangly and fun, but with a sort of core of truth and sadness.
And with art now almost imitating life, Ian says it was important to set the play in his home city.
This show is camp, it's colourful, and it culminates in the main characters, Peter and Edward, dragging up to become Agneta and Frida.
We'd be the girls.
A play about love, friendship and ABBA's enduring appeal. Ian and Mark had to get the personal blessing of Benny and Bjorn to use their song The Way Old Friends Do during the finale. After its run in Birmingham, the production is planning to export its unique brand of camp Brummy humour on a nationwide tour. James Boville, BBC News.
Looks good, doesn't it? Let's talk to the two people. You saw them in the report from James anyway. The two people behind the play, Ian Hallard here in the studio, and Mark Gatiss, who is down at home in the living room in London. And people know anyway, probably, you two are married, but there's a reason that you're in different parts of the country, Mark. That's because you're the director and you weren't in Birmingham last night for the show, and obviously, Ian, you were, and it's an easy journey to come and visit us. How's it gone down?
Amazingly, yeah. I'm still sort of pinching myself, really. I kind of hoped that after everything we've been through the last few years, that people would be in the mood for some feel-good comedy and just forget about the troubles. But that really seems to be the case. They've been on their feet, and the reviews have been amazing, and yeah.
And who came up with the idea?
I'm the guilty one there. I've been a huge ABBA fan all my life. My mum was pregnant with me when they won Eurovision in 1974.
Oh, wow.
I hasten to add, already it wasn't some kind of immaculate conception via Waterloo.
The celebrations.
Exactly. And it's been with me my whole life. So when I decided to write a play a few years ago, I thought, well, they say write what you know, and that's what I did.
And it says here that your 18th birthday party, you had to bring your own ABBA records because they were so far out of fashion. You were the dweeb who turned up with your own ABBA collection.
People forget this because everyone loves ABBA now, and there's been the huge revival over many years via Mamma Mia and Voyage and all that. But no, mid to late 80s.
Not cool.
You'd get laughed in your face. People, if you requested Dancing Queen at a disco, no, I had to take my own.
Mark, I'm not sure they've ever been cool.
How dare you?
Obviously you are.
What's he like to direct, Mark?
Oh, a dream, yes. I had a dream, as Ava once said. Well, Ian sent me this play about 3 or 4 years ago. I was away, and I knew he was up to something, and he said, I've been writing something, and I just loved it straight away. It's such a lovely story. It's about friendship, which is, you know, something rarely examined really in a play. It's not about a love affair so much as a deep friendship. And as I said in that report, you know, that it has everything that ABBA offers. It's lots of fun, but in a very sort of Swedish sense. It has a kind of melancholy at its centre, which is kind of what life's about. And as Ian said, we've had the most incredible response. I've just left the show in Birmingham. I've waved them away, and now they're off on tour after that around the rest of the country. So it's been a really lovely experience, I have to say.
In many ways, a friendship is a love affair, isn't it? You fall for someone, you want to spend a lot of time for them, and then it can come under strain and it waxes and wanes. But it can stay with you just as much as a life partner.
Very much. I mean, we all know that the best friendships are the ones where you sort of pick up where you left off, and as if nothing's happened in between. I think that's a fantastic. I have that with the rest of the League of Gentlemen. Whenever we meet up, we've got so much shared experience. You just sort of pick up as if it was yesterday. I think that's really what it's all about, and it's also a testament to the enduring appeal of ABBA. I think that they've been the soundtrack to so many people's lives and so many different parts of people's life experience. From going to the disco at an early age to weddings to relationships to breakups. They've basically got a song for every occasion, haven't they?
Well, and I suppose we've seen that haven't we, with Mamma Mia and the two films, the stage show. It's brought the music to a new generation. But this isn't a musical, is it?
No, it's very much a behind-the-scenes play in the vein of the Full Monty, stepping out. A bunch of plucky amateurs come together to decide to put on a show, but no, it's a play rather than a musical. There is ABBA music threaded throughout. I was going to say,
and you had to get permission for that. So there's an interesting story about how you managed to shortcut the system. How did that come
Very much so. Well, when I wrote it, I knew that the chances of actually getting the rights to perform ABBA songs were very slim, which is why I thought, well, I'll keep it to a minimum. But when we come to London next month, we've got a run at the Park Theatre at Finsbury Park, and Jez Bond, who's the artistic director, who has an extensive little black book of contacts, when he said he wanted to do the play, he said, oh, I've got Benny's email address. He met him at a party in Stockholm a few years ago.
Oh, wow.
So he was able to go directly to Benny and say, I've got this new play. It's a love letter to ABBA. It's really affectionate, but they'd love to perform one of the songs from the show. Is that okay? So he was able to go, yeah, that's fine. And then we went through the official channels and did everything we needed to, but we were very lucky, and it really just put
the song that you used then, because it's impossible to choose.
Well, it's a bit of a spoiler, but it's the title song from the play. It's The Way Old Friends Do, which is
an album track,
which is an album
that people might not know.
Exactly, yeah. So and that's all about friendship and the lyrics of it are sort of plot out the story of the play as well. So
Chiquitita's about friendship, isn't it?
Yes, very much so. Yeah, absolutely.
Showing your knowledge of ABBA.
Exactly.
That's very impressive.
Well, everybody has a bit of ABBA knowledge, don't they?
Mark, go on.
Yes, I was just saying, she knows her stuff. It's, a little knowledge is a dangerous thing. That's what they say.
Well, we make a profession out of that. Some of us do, anyway.
What are some of the challenges that the Friends face on tour then? You talked about it having a slightly sort of Scandi, melancholy tone.
Well, it's as Ian says, it's a behind-the-scenes sort of show. One of the characters says it's like a Cliff Richard movie. Let's do the show right here. But they just want to kind of have a good time. It's a sort of one-night thing, which then becomes a longer commitment, and then various people leave or have to join the group. And then, without any spoilers, there's a sort of major new element arrives in the second half, which sort of threatens their friendship. And then we see how it goes on from there. And I suppose putting the friendship under stress, I guess that's what any good story does.
And Mark, just moving away from the play slightly, I mean, you've done a bit of directing now, obviously, very well known for the parts that you've played and the things that you've been in. What's on the back burner for you at the moment? What are you involved with?
Well, I've literally come back because I start rehearsals on Monday at the National Theatre to play Sir John Gielgud in a new play Sam Mendes is directing called The Motive in the Queue, which starts in April.
Wow. Can you tell us anything about
that? Yes, it's about John Gielgud directing Richard Burton's Hamlet in 1964. I have to shave off the remainder of my meagre hair. So Ian says he's gone on tour to avoid having to live with me while I'm bald.
That's why I'm on tour, so I don't have to see it every day.
It's probably quite liberating for those of us that are losing our hair. It's going to be quite nice to be able to shave.
It's not so much. It's the fact that he's going to have the little side bits. If the whole thing went, it wouldn't be so bad.
So you're dodging him until it all grows back?
Exactly, yeah. I don't want to see it. I mean, this is our life. I mean, he doesn't leave the living room. He does everything from Zoom now. He's going in for rehearsals. so it's...
Maybe that's the secret of a happy marriage.
That could be it.
And Ian, just tell us where... I mean, obviously, you've mentioned you're on in Birmingham at the moment.
Yeah, yeah.
Where is the play? And you alluded to a couple of other places. Where are you going?
Yeah, doing London, and then we've got Cheltenham, Exeter, Bath, Salford, Sheffield, York, and then Guildford, Oxford and Brighton.
So that's really impressive because we didn't actually warn you when we were going to do that.
I know. I've learned them in like
well
little triangles.
done.
There's a southwest, a southeast and a northern, and hopefully if it all goes well, there'll be more dates next year because I'm very conscious we're not going to go to Scotland or Wales or other parts. They're all English dates at the moment. So
Depending on your husband's hairdo, you might take it on.
yeah, exactly. I never want to go home again.
For the rest of his life.
Mark, good luck with shaving your hair, and thank you so much for talking to us this morning. We're really grateful to you.
Thank you. Pleasure.
Mark Gatiss there
It
in London.
sounds like great fun. Let's hope it doesn't all go a bit meta and you all fall out on tour.
Well, this is the thing. Although at least if Mark and I do kind of follow the ABBA method and it all goes horribly wrong, we'll get back together in about 40 years in digital form.
When none of us love any hair.
That's right.
Thanks
We
very
will
much.
still be here. Thank
Pleasure.
you.
Good to see you.
It's coming up to 9 o'clock. Please stay with us. Headlines are coming up.